Hello, my name is Forrest Booth Jr. My target companies involve Warner Brothers Entertainment and the nonprofit organization, the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. The concept of this project will reinforce the potential client profile by re-engaging what the Aquaman brand stands for, protecting the ocean, and update the Warner Brothers environmental initiatives and bring their work into the marine life arena. Margaret Mead once said, "We won't have a society if we destroy the environment." This is the life mission of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. They investigate, document, and expose illegal activities in the high seas and ensure the survival of the ocean ecosystem for future generations. Now, my mood board consists of the color palette. The 6 colors are consistent in the imaginative reality of Warner Brothers DC Comics brand Aquaman and the real-life reality of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. Yellow, orange, black, blue, green, and white. Now, the imaginative reality of DC Comics brand Aquaman, the colors that make up the uniform are yellow, orange, and green. Now, the green are the gloves, the pants, those are green. Now, the shirt that has scales on it, that's orange. And the belt, that's yellow. Then you have the black. That's more of contrast or shadows in the area for under the seas or anything where light doesn't fall on. And then you have the blue, of course, and that's the ocean. And then the white, those are more used for like when you see air bubbles. And then you have the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, and their jackets uses black lettering, white outlines on them, and the overall on the jacket is orange. And then of course the ocean is blue, and basically you usually see the jackets when they're on the deck, and it's freezing cold most of the time outside. And that's basically where the colors are going to be basically coming in when they're out on the deck defending these whales from the Japanese vessels, and when they're in their small crafts or when they're in their helicopters. My pattern and texture described in my mood board involve a background of air bubbles that will be used to show a path from one comic art box within the page to the next, and there will be sort of like a falling feel on the comic page, sort of show like a sinking feeling as if you're in the ocean. And there will also be a jagged bubble inside of the comic art to show which character is speaking or which character is displaying a thought or making their opinion known. And I want to keep that traditional sense alive within the message, so that the audience feels at home that this is a comic. And then there's also the presence of a box that is basically has a black border box that has where you would put the setting, so that if there's an important setting taking place, the audience will know that, so that, oh, this is an important place where something's going to be taking place. My mood board design elements will involve the varying logos of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, and then it will also involve the Warner Brothers logo and the DC logo. Now, the varying logos of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, one, you have the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society in lettered form, and then you have the sort of skull and crossbones sort of look, you know. The skull and crossbones sort of look has like the skull in the middle, then you have like the whale and the dolphin, they're sort of like right next to each other in the middle, sort of like almost like a yin-yang sort of look. And then right below the skull, then you have like a trident, a 3-pronged trident. And then you have a long cane, a long cane, and then you have a looping handle. And that's the logos for the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. And then you have the Warner Brothers logo, and then you have the DC logo. Now, the Warner Brothers logo, I want to stick with the traditional WB Shield logo. And then you have the DC logo, DC, traditional comic DC logo. In the imagery and illustration in my mood board, it involves a whaler trying to shoot a whale with a harpoon gun. But, Aquaman is there with other sea life to defend it. Then this is another image of Aquaman. It involves rescuing a beached whale on a beach. And the last image is of Aquaman defeating a normal breather in a diving suit, because he's an intruder in the ocean floor, which happens to be in that area of the ocean floor. That's Aquaman's realm. The ocean is Aquaman's realm. And then the imagery for Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, there are 2 Sea Shepherd people on the boat getting ready to defend a whale from a Japanese vessel. And there's an image of 2 Japanese ships loading up a whale dragged up for the Japanese ship factory, and there's blood flowing down the ship. And then for my sketch imagery, there's blood flowing down the ship, and there's a whale being dragged up. And then the last 2 imagery for my imagery and illustration are a whale swimming in the ocean and a whale coming up out of the water, which is called a breach, which means he's coming up for air, and he's just basically shooting up out of the water. The typography involved in my mood board is the SF/stick Comic Shaded, which is basically a bubbled look, but it also has black shading on the bottom of the lettering and some black shading on the top of the lettering. And then there are arcanum for some of the lettering in the print ads as well, which are basically jagged lettering. My preliminary work involves sketching up a basic idea of how the 2 brands will come together. We have 2 worlds, 1 mission, where you have a radar with blips on the screen, and the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society and the Aquaman brand are taking over the whole cover. With the logo and the actual Aquaman character with the trident. And World at Odds has Aquaman leaping from the Sea Shepherd ship onto the water to swim to his ship to defend the whale from the oncoming Japanese vessels. Now, the intended formats in which the message will be delivered is print through comics, interactive through the web, and video through commercial. And the project connects to the local, national, and worldwide audience. This happens through gradual steps. Now, the project is already connected in the Warner Brothers target audience and involves the male and female gender. The demographic leads are 18 to 34. Thank you for your interest in this campaign pitch. But I would also like to call you to action. It is in your future generation's interest to stop the slaughter of whales. 15, 20 years from now, your future generations are going to want to travel around the world. And they're going to want a glimpse at whales. But they may not be there, because whales are dying out. They're becoming extinct. If you don't do anything, they're not going to be there. So do anything you can. Write a congressman, write a representative, write the president. I urge you to take action. I challenge you. Do what you can. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it.